Okay, we had a little discussion, and I think I know what I'm going to make out of it. I was wondering or contemplating whether or not to bevel it, and I says, "No, I don't want to bevel it." So we'll make something else, something non-beveled. I already know what it is, but I'm not going to say. Okay. Just in case I break something and I can't do it. Yeah. But dude, the name of the point is in the title of the video. Yeah. I gotta name the video something, right? So it'll be named something. It's just not for certain right now. So this is the steel point. Compared to a copper, I'm using steel because copper will bend. Right, I'm trying to steel because it gives me a little bit more power to run flakes for thinning. I don't want to hit the tip with percussion, just in case that is a weak spot in the middle. I don't want it to go right across there somehow. So steel allows me to press a lot harder without it bending or losing energy. It's a little more snappy, the steel is, as far as pushing off flakes. But I may go to copper because the steel's not grabbing the edge that well. Let's see. Let's compare. It's about the same. It's about the same. It's so slippery. It's a little bit slippery. All right, so I gotta try to keep this in focus because one of the last times, it was blurry for a long time. All right, so normally when I pressure flake, I'm close in, but I can't do it that way with the camera right there. I mean, the camera close to my chest. Let's see, I need better light too. Is that better? I guess it is. It's better for me. All right. This is raw stone, by the way, in case I didn't mention that. Yeah, I started with a rock, a whole rock, just about. So yeah, it may be obvious, but sometimes I do heat treat rocks of that size in the rock, in the whole rock state. I don't know how to say it. Sometimes I heat the whole rock without making flakes. I just say, yeah, that rock's small enough that I can just heat the whole thing. Let's see, now it's about 3 inches now. So there's a lot of points, a lot of little dart points in that range of 3 inches. So I got a lot of options with this freeform. I'm trying to thin down the tip without using percussion. We'll see how it works. It can work okay as long as I don't get a step fracture. As soon as I get a step fracture, I'm thinking to myself, I gotta do damage control on it. Or it's not gonna look good. It's gonna look like stupid napping. All right, let's see if I can thin this down. There is also a chance of snapping even with the pressure flaking across the middle. if I push on it in the wrong spot. I got to make sure I don't push on it back here and then push on it up here, because then it'll snap or has the potential of snapping. So I got to leave it in. If I do percussion on it, that's another thing. Percussion has a chance of getting under that with a flake by mistake and then removing that. But pressure, I can pretty much control the length of the flakes with the pressure flaker. Pretty much. So it doesn't wander into that area while I'm trying to thin it down. That's good enough. Yep. I'll finish the tip later. Yeah, I'm going to do the notching and stuff. I'll finish this tip later. Right now I did the hardest part. Yeah. It just made it more regular. So I'm going to put some notches in. I'm just looking at the edge a little bit, evening up the edge. Hold on. Before I do the notches. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's see where the notch is going to go. When I'm smart, or when I'm thinking about it, I'll try to thin it down in the area of the notches before I start notching. That's the smart thing to do. Yeah. There's another crystal pocket right there. I'm tempted to hit that with a percussion strike. Let me see. It's pretty thick right there. If I try to do it with pressure, it might not work. So let's try it with one percussion strike. Yeah, I can't do that with pressure. Yeah, there's a crystal pocket right there where I need to thin it down for the notching. Okay. Thin enough? I think it's thin enough. Yeah. there was a lump right there. Let's see how. See what it did. Voila. Okay. I had to do that. I gotta do that every video. Someone asked me, can you do that again? Do the voila moment? Okay. Sometimes there's several of those. All right, so now I can notch it. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think I remember. Back by popular demand, we're going to do a San Jacinto. Which is, it's pretty, it's a pretty good design because the notching is not all that complicated. Yeah, okay. I gotta make sure I don't make the entry into the notches too wide this time, because the notches are slightly expanding. So I don't want it to be too wide in the beginning. Let's see. Let's do this in a smart way, because if I don't, these notches won't be symmetrical. All right, so let's see. Start out like that. If I start out with a reference point, I can make marks and see somewhere within those lines is where I'm going to start the notching, and then as it progresses I can make the adjustment. Okay. The hardest part is knowing where to start, because if you start too high or too low, you mess everything up. I can start on one of these. I'm doing the edge because it's a little bit wonky right now. It throws me off if the edge is not symmetrical with the other edge. Okay. That's almost going to be where I need to notch, but luckily I'm not going to notch through that crystal pocket on this side. Luckily it's not exactly where I need to notch. San Jacinto has a flatter base and I'm making it, yeah, that's got a flat base. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it's flat. Okay, I didn't notice that at first, which means I'm going to lose a little bit of length. Gives me a chance to thin it down a little bit more for the notching, but still worried about the weak spot in the middle, so I'm just going to pressure flake it. I can thin it more if I percussion flake it. But I run the risk of snapping. Okay. And the space might be a little bit wider. No, it can be wide. Okay. I'm thinking maybe it's a little bit too wide, but no. I'm cheating. I'm looking in the book. I'm not going to show you the book. What book is it? What is it? I'm not going to show you. If I show you, you'll end up spending $135 on it because you'll miss the part where you can buy it for 35 bucks. What? See, I told you. You missed it. Okay. You lost too much now. You took the base down flat. No, didn't lose too much. Lost just enough. It's still perfect. Right? Right. It does change the way that I'm going to do the notches, though. Yeah, slightly different. Is it already 30 minutes? It feels like it's been taking me forever to do this part. Okay. It's because it's mostly pressure flaking, and I'm not that enthusiastic about pressure flaking. I just blew off some of the side there. Okay. I'm not supposed to widen these notches. I just blew off some of the barb. Okay. The pressure flake is too short for what I want to do. Let's see. The tip of it's too short. Okay. Pressure flaker is almost too wide, too. I gotta be careful I don't hit the sides. And right now I would zoom in, right? Normally, the way I used to do the videos, I would zoom in at this stage because you can't see. But if you don't know, you can zoom in with your screen on YouTube, and you can zoom in yourself to see what I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm not going to do it anymore. Besides, it's harder for me to keep it in frame. You know, sometimes I wander up or down when I zoom in, and you won't be able to see it anyway. This way, you'll be able to see it, and if you want to zoom in, you can do it yourself. Yep. Now, since I didn't thin it all that much before I started notching, I got to make sure these pop outs are perfect. Now that one, I got lucky because see that? the edge of that pop out barely missed the ear and barely missed the barb. So that was lucky. Yeah. Very lucky. Okay. A little bit too lucky for my taste. I don't want to depend on that kind of luck. So next time, I'll just hopefully be able to thin it down in the early stages more than I did. Okay. Why don't I use the other pressure flaker that looks like a spatula tool? Because it's getting shorter. I risk hitting the sides. Let's see. Where is it? See, this one is getting shorter. I risk hitting the sides of the barb in the ear on the wood. If I make a mistake, it'll go, it'll go past the notch down below, and they'll hit the wood onto the barb of the ear. This one, I don't have that much of a danger of doing that. Okay. The only danger from this is making these pop outs too big. See, because the tip of the flaker is larger than the tip of that one. And by comparison, you can see this is very narrow. The pop out from this is much smaller than the pop out from that one. In case you didn't know what I'm talking about, as far as the danger of the size of the pop out. The smaller the tool tip, the smaller the pop outs. Yep. Why don't you sharpen it? Why don't you sharpen it? Because it takes a while. It takes a while to sharpen it. Be here all day. I just do the minimum of what I need to do. Yeah, these things have a narrow neck. Makes me nervous. Okay. That time the pop out did extend to the ear. Yeah. My luck ran out. All right. Took a little bit off the ear. It's okay. I see one in the book that has the ear taken off too. All right, now I'm stalling it. So I'm thinking about the ear. I might get out the Notch-O-Matic just to get it deeper. All right, let's do the other side. Yep. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Oh no. The ear on the other side. I gotta try to even it out a little bit. Hold on. Yeah. Dang it. Okay, so let's continue with the notching. All right. The base needs to be a little bit flatter, but let's continue with the notching to see what happens. I may have to readjust the base again. You never know. If one of these pop-outs goes crazy, yeah, I might have to take the file out because I'm stalling this one. Yeah. All right. Since I'm using files now, there's no guilt. I'm using files on the edges, and I will use it at the bottom of the notches. Yeah. And I will sharpen this. Hold on. straight enough. It's not symmetrical though. Yeah, they're not symmetrical in the book either, but oh well. I'm going to try to make it as symmetrical as I can without removing too much of the ears. "30 minutes already. 33 minutes. Let me just sharpen this up and we'll be done." Yeah. Okay, so I just need to sharpen it up and then I'll be done. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, I had to zone out during the notching because I didn't want to make the same mistake. I stalled it pretty much on this side, so the notches are not symmetrical. It's good enough. What I could do is take the file and work on this side and make it deeper on this side. But that's a lot of file work. I could run a thinning flake into the area to thin it down, and then I can pressure flake it. See what I mean? This one needs to go a little deeper on this side. Although in the book they're not. I don't pay too much attention to that. I'm thinking, is there an easy way to do it? No, there's no easy way to do this. No easy way to thin it down so I can pressure flake it. The only other way to do it is to file it some more and then push a flake off. Let me think here. Let me think. If I pop a big flake out on that side, does that run the risk of snapping the whole thing? Maybe. So that flake, that did thin it down a little bit right there, but it didn't run close enough to the notch. So all I did was thin the blade down a little bit. This is part of sharpening, don't worry. Yeah. It's going to make the edge better for sharpening. Don't worry. But yeah, I did try to thin it down to see what it would look like. And I don't think it's thin enough. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just finish it out. "38 minutes? Yeah. I took a little side road to see if I could thin it down enough to notch it. And then after that big thinning flake, I had to make everything else thin too. Come on. Let's see. Let's use the copper. Let's see if that'll slip less. Maybe. No. Okay. This should be easy, right? Just to finish the sharpening. But if I don't do it right, I'll get a step fracture. And I won't like it. Phone call. So I gotta wrap this up. How do they know just when not to call me? I don't know. Sending out vibes. Whatever you do, don't call me right now. And then they go, what? Call you? Okay. Yeah. That's my theory. Can you see? Can you see what I'm doing? Have you tried the zoom in feature on YouTube yet? No? Of course not. You don't even hit the like button. How are you going to do the zoom in thing? Nobody likes my videos anymore. No. I'm trying to get some sympathy. Is it working? No. They got rid of the dislike button, so now you can't dislike it. So there. Now I don't care how many likes I get because I can't get no dislikes. That means no one dislikes it. I'm doing good. Yeah. Right? I wish. Now you have to voice your dislike in the comment section. Yeah. Which I suppose is okay. Because now you got to give a reason most times. You don't have to, but if you're going to put it in the comment section, people are going to go, well then, explain what's going on. Why don't you like it? If it's constructive criticism, just say what you mean, man. Yeah, I agree. It might even be better now that you have to put your dislikes in the comment section. Yeah. Can you still dislike a comment? I know there's a down button on the comments. Thumbs down in the comment section. I know there's still the option. I don't know. I never hit the thumbs down in the comment section. You guys ever hit the thumbs down in the comment section?
No.
Yeah. Nobody does. I bet you it doesn't even work. It's there just as a tease.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah. You can hit it. it does allow you to hit the dislike on the comment. So, could be just a pressure relief valve. All right, so one side is a little straighter than the other, so let me see. What, there 43 minutes. Just hold on. One more little pass. Famous last words, I know, but hold on. Shouldn't take too much longer, okay, Henry? He's not here. He's with us in spirit. He doesn't like the long videos. Well, he'd rather not. He doesn't say he doesn't like them. He just cannot sit there long enough to watch the video in its entirety. He has to come back to it later. Yeah. Or he won't even click on it. That's what he does, right? He says he doesn't even click on it. Yeah, so all you guys that don't even click on the long videos, you're not alone. And I didn't even know that that was an issue. Yeah. I can make more money with views if I split up the videos into different parts. Yeah. But I didn't know that some people actually prefer a shorter video. Yeah. So I think this point is already going to be sold. Yep. If it's pretty enough, it'll already be sold. So don't be looking for it. I might make another one, okay? Yeah. Usually I have the video points for sale on the auction, but I'm not sure about this one. All right, so don't get all teary-eyed if it doesn't show up. Not that you will, I'm just saying. Yeah, I could mess with this edge all day. Yeah, because for some reason, I'm getting little crunchy spots. Yeah, there's a little crunchy spot right there. I don't like the crunchy spots. Now, if you put oil, like mineral oil on it, it gets rid of those little crunchy spots. And it gets rid of the look of the stall at the bottom of the notches, too. Just in case you're wondering. Yeah, so but that's good enough. Yeah. Good enough for the video. It's got some nice translucency. It's got that little pocket in the middle. I could make the symmetrical by filing it and then going deeper with a notch. But no. All right. There it is. Where's the book? Just so the guys that are asking about the book, which book is it? I showed it in the previous video already, but just in case you're brand new, it's one of these, right? But mine is a little bit smaller. I mean, it's the same width, just not the same length. Okay. I've got the same width, but not the same length. See? Almost perfect. Almost. Yeah, this one is matching pretty closely to that. And that stem is actually more narrow than mine. Yeah, okay. But these notches here on this top one are a little bit more narrow than mine. I still haven't shown the cover. Okay, fine. I still haven't shown it. Page 260, 624. Next week, 642, Mr. Dyslexia. And 643 is this one here. Official Overstreet Indian Arrowheads. 15th edition. Don't buy it for 130 or 230. Buy it for $35 at Amazon. Okay. No, not Amazon. Barnes & Noble. Okay?
Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. Barnes & Noble. Sorry about that. Alrighty. There you go. Let me take a snapshot and that'll be it. Alrighty. That's it.